So here we go. Now, don't be nervous. This is going to be super easy, okay? So first, I want to take you over to the left side of this gray menu bar. Scroll down to the Pages tab. This is where you go to create a page. And in this example, what we are going to be doing, it's a simple one-page website. And we're going to just call this page our home page. So click on Pages and then on Add New. Type the name of the page at the top, Home Page. Next, click the purple box that says Use Divi Builder. The next page is going to offer 3 choices. Choose the first one, Build from Scratch. Next, you're going to see a green button with a plus sign in it at the top of the page. Click here to bring up a box loaded with options. So click there and then choose the single box at the top left. This will be our container for our header. Okay, so next, when we get this Insert Module box, we're going to select the Text tab. And immediately, the Text Settings box is going to appear with some sample text. And it's here in this text settings box that you can adjust things. So let's select all of this sample text here and just replace it with whatever you want to replace it with, which is our blog name. Simple blog creation. That's what we're doing. So let's go ahead and tweak the looks of our text here. So since this text is considered a heading text, we're going to look under the Heading Text tab to change the font and the size. So if you scroll down on the Font tab, you're going to see this huge list of fonts to choose from. And as you scroll over each one, the name of the font will actually change to the actual look that it has. So I've found one that I like, and now I'll go down further and change the font weight to bold. And then the text size you can adjust with this little slider here to something that fits the size of the box. We're just going to tweak it. So there are lots of adjustments that you can make that you can find as you just scroll further and further down, and just check out the other options. Okay, now the last thing that I'm going to check is text orientation, and I'll click this center icon in order to center this text. So after we save and exit out of that, let's just go back up to the sections settings and bring that box up and select Background tab. And now we're going to insert an image there to fill up that space behind our text. Now once we have selected our image, we can experiment with the top and the bottom margins by clicking on the outer blue line and dragging it up or down. Just play around with this for a little bit and you can see how you can change it until you get the hang of it. And I'm going to create 3 boxes with images below that will be links to other pages. And to do this, I'm going to click on the plus icon to pull up the insert section box, and then I'm going to select regular. And at this point, I'm going to be asked to insert a row. And what I'm going to do here is choose the 3 boxes in the upper right corner. Now another box will appear that says Insert Module. Choosing the Image tab will create a box for us that we can insert an image into. Now the Image Settings box will pop up at this point asking us to put the image in. So you click inside that empty box and you're going to be taken to your library to search for the image. The idea here is that I'm creating this blog or website about how to create a blog the simple way, right? So what I'm planning to show here are 3 main steps needed to do that. Now it's going to be 3 boxes which are going to be links to Bluehost, WordPress, and Divi. So I'm going to select the image for Bluehost for the first box. Now you're going to see it appear in the box after you select it. Voila. Next, take and then the border color and the border width. It's all pretty much self-explanatory, as you can see. You can even opt to have different types of borders, like you could have a dotted line or a solid line. Lastly, there is an animation tab that will allow you to create quite a variety of little animations to draw people's attention to your content. So I'm going to choose several of these just to see which one looks the best to me. Okay, so I like the fold option the best. So I'm going to select that one and click the check mark to save. So we are left with 2 blank spaces for second and third boxes. Now, instead of creating from scratch, I'm going to show you the most effective, simple, quick way to get identical boxes here with the same sizes, the same border, etc. Everything is going to be the same except the image. So watch carefully as I select the duplicate icon in the settings box. It's the third icon, and anytime you duplicate, the duplicate is going to appear directly below what you duplicated. So all you need to do is go get it and move it to wherever you want it to be. Next to the Bluehost image. So watch carefully as I select the move icon, which is the first icon in the gray box. You click that icon and hold on to it as you drag it into place. And now, once again, I'm going to duplicate this one and do the same exact thing over again. So here you have 3 identical images. All you have to do at this point is change the images. And I'm going to show you how to do that right here. So you want to click the settings icon of the second image in order to get the image settings box to pop up. Now once you see the image box, click the little garbage can icon at the top right to remove the image. Next, you're going to click the plus sign in the middle where it says Add Image. And you'll be taken back to your library where you can choose the image that you want to put in that box. Now we're going to select WordPress, the WordPress image. And there it is. So basically, we are going to just repeat this process for the last box and put the image for Divi in it. So from here, I want to add some wording between the header and the 3 boxes. So to do this, I'm going to add a new section by clicking the plus sign, and then I'm going to click on the green plus sign to create a new row. Now I'm going to select the single rectangle at the top left, and then I'm going to select the text module. All of a sudden you'll see some sample text appear. So what you'll do here is just replace that text with whatever you want to say in that box. So you'll find the text inside the text box. Just highlight it and type what you want in there. Look up above the text where all the options are, and you're going to see the word paragraph at the top right with a little drop down box thingy. Now click on that little thingy there and you're going to get all kinds of options where you can change what kind of text this is. You can designate this text to be either a heading text or just plain text. So choose whichever matches whatever you need, and then click on the Design tab. That's where you're going to find other options like text size. You'll notice there are 2 tabs. One is labeled heading text and the other is just labeled text. So you need to select the type of text that correlates with the option that you originally chose. You'll notice that you can change all sorts of things like font, color, and size. Text orientation lets you choose how to align your text. So after you get everything like you want it, click the checkbox and save your work. Now, one thing I really like about Divi is the fact that you don't have to go back into these setting boxes to edit text. You can edit text just like this by just clicking on top of the text as it appears on your blog. Now, in this example, I'm adding a space. Now next, we are going to add one little piece of style to our blog by adding a divider that right below the header. Now, adding a divider can really make a big difference in the look of your blog. It can make it look a lot more professional. So let me show you how easy that is. I'm going to click the settings box of the text and look under all the options until I find dividers. Click there. Now choose top and then look for a divider style that fits what you like. Just watch me as I go through the list, trying out some different options to see which one I like. Some last final things we're going to do here. Let's remove the Divi logo from the top left and replace it with our own by going to our WordPress dashboard and choose Divi and then theme options. So look for the word logo, and off to the right of the screen you're going to see the word upload in a gray box. So click there. Off to the library we will go where we can choose our logo. Click the blue button on the bottom right and then you'll have it. Don't forget to save your changes. Next, go back to your dashboard and choose Divi /theme customizer. This is where you can edit how your logo appears. You can make it larger, smaller, or adjust the alignment to a certain extent. Now let's give each one of our boxes a link so that when somebody comes to our blog or website and clicks on one of these, it will take them to the right place. Click on the settings box of the Bluehost box, and under the main content tab, you're going to find the link section. Just open the drop-down box and you'll find several options. First, let's go to the image link URL section. Let's type in the web address to the Bluehost website. Now let's save our work and do this for the remaining two boxes. We're going to send the user to the WordPress website and the Divi website. One more thing we want to do is to set this up as our home page and then go change the settings in WordPress so that our website has a static home page. So this will be the first page that comes up when somebody pulls up our website. So let's go do that now. Go to the WordPress menu and click on the Divi /theme customizer tab. Go to home page settings. Click the option under your home page displays as a static page, and then under home page option select home page. Now click on the publish button. This was one of the hardest things for me to get used to doing. If you don't click save or publish, none of your changes will take effect. So now let's go to our website, let's visit it and see how everything works. And lo and behold, it looks like our links are working fine. So now I'm quickly going to go through creating the last section on this page, which will be your footer, the information at the bottom of your page. To begin, I'm going to click on the blue circle with the plus sign in it, which will bring up the insert section box. I'm going to click on regular to create a regular section. Next, the insert row box will appear, and I'm going to select the option with 3 boxes. So this is going to give me a rectangle with a place for 3 pieces of content. These are like placeholders. So I want to go back and get my background image inserted here. So I'm going to go to the main section box and click on the settings icon to bring up the section settings box. This is where I'm going to put in my image for the background. So before adding the image, I want to add a color to the box. So I'm choosing a gray tone, and I'll show you why in just a minute. So then I'm going to add my image by clicking on the Add Image icon, which will take me to the image library. I'll select which image I want and then return to the page. So you're going to see the image in the box, and you'll see options for editing that image. There is an option here that says Background Image Blend, and I'm going to change this to Multiply for what we are about to do next. So go back now to the background color, and we're going to edit the opacity. You'll see a slider to the right, which you can play with going up and down to adjust the brightness and the darkness of the image. And after you get it looking just like you want it, click the check mark to save your work. So very quickly here, as an afterthought, I'm going to go back into the section settings and make some adjustments on the sizing of this footer. Just watch me as I make these adjustments. These numbers are not anything set in stone. This is just to give you an idea of how easy it is to make adjustments to your images, and watch how the appearance changes live as you do this. So instead of having to work blindly on the back end, you can see exactly how your changes are going to look. I'm going to custom padding and custom margins to just fool around with those settings to see how things will look. That's where you go to change the size of your image. And I'm going to get the image just like I want it, and then I'm going to click the check button and save my work. So when I click this first gray icon, it's going to bring up the Insert Module box, and I'll find the Image tab and select that because in this first space, I'm going to insert my logo, which is an image. So the image settings box is going to pop up, and I'm going to use this box to select my logo. And next, I'm going to click on the second plus icon to insert some links. These are going to be links to Bluehost, WordPress, and Divi. This is going to be sort of like a sub menu at the bottom. So I'll click on the text tab in order to type in this text. Now once again, the text box is going to appear, and I'm going to highlight the sample text and put the list of links that I want the viewer to see. I'm going to insert these with bullet points in front of them. You're going to notice that up in the options panel, right above the text, is a little chain looking icon. This is what you need to select to insert a link on this text. So I'm going to highlight the word I want to add a link to, and another box appears that says Insert Link right after I click on that chain icon. From here, I will type in the URL for the page I want to link to. So whatever I type here will link to whatever text I have highlighted. In this case, the first word is Bluehost, and I'm going to make this connect to the Bluehost website. I'm going to do the same thing for the words WordPress and Divi. Now, as you convert these words over to links, you're going to notice the color of the text is going to change to whatever color your links are set to be. That's like a default in your default settings on WordPress in the dashboard. Now I'm going to show you how you can change these colors right after we're done with this. So now that we have our links all set, let's click into the Design tab and work on the size and spacing. So when you get things like you So I'm going to save everything I've done so far, and then I'm going to click on the row settings icon to make some final adjustments along the lines of margins and padding. Manipulating these settings just moves the content to the left or to the right or up or down to help you get it looking more aligned. So you can see that I'm making these adjustments in the row settings box under the spacing tab where it says custom margin and custom padding. Just take a look at what happens with the content as I move these around. Now basically, I'm attempting to get this content in the middle of the page to make it look as nice as possible. And as you can see, you can move it to the left, to the right, up and down, and you can also add space in between the content. I'll explain all about these details later in another more detailed video. But right now, I just want to give you an overview of what can be done and how fast it can be done in Divi. So now I'm going to go back to the dashboard. What I'm getting ready to do is to change the color to the links that we created from blue to something else. Go under General Settings and then click on Typography. And it's right here where you're going to go down and look for your body link color. It's automatically set to blue, but if you want to change that link color to be something else, right here I'm changing it to white. That's where you'd go to change it. You can play with the opacity or the lightness or the darkness of it. You can literally change it to anything you want it to be. Keep in mind, this is going to change your link color on every link you put on your website, not just this one. Now, just remember when you're finished to hit the publish button at the top right in order to save your changes, or none of this will take effect. And thank you so much for watching through my little tutorial. I hope this helped you out a little bit. This is by no means a detailed example of how to use all of these features. I just wanted to give you a broad view of what to expect when you're using Divi and WordPress together, and how easy it is to create something that's not only functional but looks good. This is just a beginning, and it's like the simplest website you could ever create. There's a lot more to learn, a lot more to go into, but I'm hoping that this will give you enough of an overview where you can decide whether this is the right path for you to follow in creating your website. So anyway, thank you once again, and I will see you in the future more detailed to get started. And I'll have more videos coming soon.